So let's talk about it. That big, shiny goal that so many traders have. Hitting that magic number, maybe it's $10,000 a month. But what if I told you that very goal, the thing you're chasing so hard, is actually the biggest trap you could fall into? Today, we're going to break down why chasing a dollar amount is probably the exact thing that's slowly killing your trading account. So, I've got a question for you, and I want you to be honest. Is your laser focus on that specific profit target, that number you feel like you have to hit, is it actually sabotaging your own success? It's a really crucial question, especially if you've ever felt that frustrating cycle of getting close only to see it all slip away again. You see, here's the core of the problem. You think you're out there hunting for profits, right? But when all you're doing is chasing a number, the market has this funny way of flipping the script. All of a sudden, you're not the strategic hunter anymore. You've become the prey, making predictable, emotional moves that the market just loves to punish. So let's give this a name. We're calling it the 10K monthly trap. Now look, it could be 5 grand, it could be 20 grand, it doesn't matter what your number is. The real issue here is treating trading like it's a predictable salary you can just withdraw every month. And let me tell you, that mindset is a recipe for absolute disaster. What happens is this goal puts you inside a pressure cooker. That little voice in your head saying, I need to make this money, it forces your hand. You start jumping into trades when, honestly, there's no real opportunity. You start seeing setups that, well, they just aren't really there. You completely ignore the fact that the market might be choppy or sideways, all because your personal deadline doesn't care one bit about market reality. So why does this approach backfire so spectacularly? Well, it all comes down to a very simple and kind of brutal truth. The market just does not care about your bills. And this right here is the fundamental disconnect. You cannot impose your needs, your desires, your financial goals onto the market. It's a completely impersonal machine. All it runs on is liquidity and volume. The fact that your rent check is due next week has absolutely zero impact on whether a good high-probability trade setup is going to appear. Once you truly deeply accept this, everything starts to change. Okay, so if chasing a dollar amount is the wrong way to do things, what's the right way? Well, the solution lies in something else entirely. It's about finding and then executing your statistical edge. This is the real math behind the business of professional trading. So what even is an edge? First, forget about some secret magic indicator you have to buy for $1,000. It's so much simpler and way more powerful than that. An edge is just a repeatable set of conditions. We're talking stuff like price action, a key support or resistance level, maybe a specific volume pattern. Things that you have tested and give you a slightly higher probability of one thing happening over another. That's it. It's not a crystal ball. It's just a small statistical advantage. And here's how that math plays out over the long run. Let's say your edge means you win 60 out of 100 trades, and you lose 40. If your winners are bigger than your losers, you're on the path to making serious money. But here's the crucial part, right? You have to survive long enough for those statistics to actually play out. You can't let 1 or 2 bad trades take you out of the game before your edge has a chance to work. And this is exactly why professional traders think so differently. They do not obsess over the outcome of this one trade they're in right now. They're totally focused on the combined outcome of the next 20 trades. See how that changes things? It forces you to detach emotionally and to think in terms of probabilities and large sample sizes, not just one single win or loss. Okay, so how do you actually do that? How do you make sure you're executing on your edge every single time without screwing it up? Well, professionals use a standardized process. Let's walk through this 4-step framework that's designed to remove the biggest, most unpredictable variable in your trading, you, the human. I want you to think of this as your pre-flight checklist before you even think about clicking the buy or sell button. Number 1, selection. Is this even the right stock or asset for my strategy? 2, location. Is the price sitting at a key zone where my edge is most powerful? 3, confirmation. Do I have my specific, non-negotiable entry signal? And finally, number 4, risk. Is my stop loss in a logical place, and is my position size correct? You don't place a trade unless all 4 of those boxes are checked, period. And this is the huge paradigm shift. If you follow your checklist perfectly, every single step, and the trade still ends up hitting your stop loss, you need to reframe that in your mind. You didn't lose. You actually won because you executed your plan flawlessly. That right there is a successful trade, no matter what the P&L says.
Now, when you start operating like this, following a strict process, it leads to a much deeper psychological change. It's what helps you shift your entire mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, which, let me tell you, is absolutely essential if you want to survive in this game long term.
And let's be crystal clear about this. The number one reason most traders fail isn't because they aren't smart enough, and it's not because they don't have a good enough strategy. It's the blow up. It's that one day or that one week where they throw all the rules out the window and take a risk so massive that it ends their career. Survival is everything. This really illustrates the two mindsets perfectly, doesn't it? Over on the left, you've got scarcity. It's driven by fear. It's that I need this money now feeling, and it makes you chase every little move. But on the right, you've got abundance. The professional knows there are literally thousands of trades ahead of them, so they wait patiently for the right setup. They're focused on the next 10 years, not the next 10 minutes, because they know another great opportunity is always just around the corner. Which side of this chart do you want to be on? So if you're not supposed to be obsessing over money, then what's your new metric for success? Let's define exactly what you should be tracking instead. The answer to this one question can change your entire trading career. And here it is. This is your new mission. Starting today, stop obsessing over your P&L. I mean it. Instead, start a journal and track one thing and one thing only, your discipline score. Out of every trade you took, how many times did you follow your rules perfectly? Focus on getting that score to 100%. Because in the end, the money isn't the goal. The money is just the natural, almost boring side effect of a perfectly disciplined process.